Nearly a year after her highly publicized divorce from Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez is entering a new chapter, one defined by reflection, independence, and intentional solitude. While fans and tabloids continue to speculate about her romantic future, Lopez has made it clear through interviews, statements, and those close to her that dating is simply not on her agenda. Her choice isn't about heartbreak, stubbornness, or secrecy. It's about healing, self-growth, and reclaiming her identity outside of relationships. The end of Lopez and Affleck's marriage marked one of the most emotionally challenging periods in her recent life. Their rekindled love story, once seen as a Hollywood fairy tale, ultimately unraveled under the relentless weight of careers, distance, and public scrutiny. By the time the divorce was finalized, Lopez had already begun to shift inward, redirecting her energy toward recovery rather than romance. Sources close to her say she is focused on work and not dating, emphasizing that she is happy as she is. This alone marks a significant shift for Lopez, who has often moved from one relationship to the next with little time in between. Her decision to hit pause shows a deeper awareness of what she needs after such an emotional chapter. In recent interviews, Lopez has openly discussed how unfamiliar it feels to be completely on her own. She described singlehood as lonely, unfamiliar, and scary, yet also admitted it's essential for her growth. For the first time in many years, she is learning to find happiness independent of a partner, a journey she calls both challenging and empowering. She has spoken candidly about how she once sought validation and healing through love, believing that relationships could fix emotional wounds or fill internal gaps. This time, however, she is choosing a different path. "I can't be looking for happiness in other people," she explained. "I have to learn to create it for myself." This shift in perspective is not only healthy, it's transformative. Lopez's willingness to sit with the discomfort of solitude demonstrates emotional maturity and a desire for long-term stability rather than temporary comfort. Lopez has acknowledged that some of her past relationships were built on uneven emotional foundations. She suggested that certain ex-partners simply weren't capable of loving her in a way that felt stable or nourishing at the time, not due to lack of effort, but due to their own limitations. This realization has pushed her to reevaluate what love should look like, and what she needs in a partner should she decide to pursue romance again. Instead of jumping into another relationship or seeking outside reassurance, she is choosing patience, introspection, and clarity. Her comments about marriage also made headlines. When a fan once encouraged her to marry again, she replied with humor, but also a hint of truth. "I think I'm done with that. I've tried that a few times." While she hasn't ruled out love, she appears much more cautious and far less interested in the grand, public romances of her past. One of the biggest lessons Lopez seems to have learned is the value of privacy. Her relationships, whether with Affleck, Mark Anthony, Alex Rodriguez, or others, have often played out under a microscope. Every disagreement, date night, or ring sighting became front-page news. This constant exposure likely contributed to the pressures and challenges she faced in her past relationships. Moving forward, Lopez wants something different. She has said that any future relationships will be so much more quiet, indicating that if she ever decides to date again, it will be far away from paparazzi lenses and social media commentary. This desire for privacy reflects a deeper wish for emotional safety. She understands that not every part of her life needs to become a storyline, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. While Lopez isn't dating, she is far from idle, and work remains a powerful anchor in her life. Film projects, music commitments, business ventures, and creative collaborations continue to fill her schedule. Close friends say dedicating herself to her craft is not a distraction, but a source of genuine fulfillment. She's also spending more time with her family and focusing on creating a stable, peaceful environment. After years of juggling intense relationships, blended family dynamics, and public expectations, she is prioritizing what feels grounding and authentic. Jennifer Lopez's decision to stay single isn't a statement of rejection toward love. It's a declaration of self-respect. It signals that she is finally taking the time to understand what she truly needs without rushing, without pressure, and without the need to prove anything to the public. Her journey reflects a broader message: healing is not weakness, solitude is not failure, and happiness does not require a partner. For someone who spent decades in committed relationships, choosing to be alone is not a step back. It's evolution. Lopez hasn't ruled out future romance, but she is clear that if and when love finds her again, it will happen naturally and privately. For now, she is content building a life that feels whole, without a romantic counterpart. A life where she defines her own worth, her own peace, and her own storyline. And perhaps in choosing herself, Jennifer Lopez has entered her strongest, most authentic era yet.